Act 1. An empty gallery. Enter Careless, followed by Mellefont. It is close to 6 in the evening.
Ned, whither so fast? What, turned flincher? Why, you won't leave us?
Oh, where are the women? I'm weary of guzzling and begin to think them better company.
Then thy reason staggers, and thou art almost drunk.
No, faith, but your fools within grow noisy, and if a man must endure the noise of words without sense, I think the women have more musical voices and become nonsense better.
Well, they are at the end of the gallery. Dinner is over, and they have retired to their tea and scandal. But I made a pretense to follow you because I had something to say to you in private, and I am not like to have many opportunities in the evening.
Ah, and here's this coxcomb most critically come to interrupt you.
Enter Brisk.
Boys! Lads, where are you? What, do you give ground? Mortgage for a bottle? Careless, this is your trick. You're always spoiling company by leaving it.
And thou art always spoiling company by coming in on it.
Oh, pooh! I know you envy me. Spite, proud spite, by the gods, and burning envy. I'll be judged by Mellefont here. Who gives and takes raillery better than you or I? Pshaw! When I say you spoil company by leaving it, I mean you leave nobody for the company to laugh at it. I think that was witty, Mellefont.
On my word, Brisk, 'twas a home thrust. You have silenced him.
Oh, my dear Mellefont, let me perish, if thou art not the soul of conversation. The deuce take me if there were 3 good things said since thy amputation from the body of our society. Now I think that's pretty and metaphorical, eh, Careless?
What is it?
Oh, atrocious! What is it? Nay, gad, I'll punish you for want of apprehension. The deuce take me if I tell you.
No, hang him. Careless has no taste, but dear Brisk, you must excuse me, I have a little business.
Aye, Mr. Brisk, get thee gone, thou seest we are serious.
We'll come to you immediately, if you'll go but in and keep good humor in the company. Prithee do, they'll fall asleep else.
Gad, so they will. But the deuce take me if I say a good thing till you come, Mellefont. A man ought not to waste his wit on dull company. But prithee, dear rogue, make haste, or I shall burst. And yonder your uncle, my lord Touchwood, swears he'll disinherit you, and Sir Paul Pliant threatens to disclaim you for a son-in-law, and my lord Froth says he won't dance at your wedding tomorrow. So you see what a condition you're like to be brought to.
Well, I'll speak but 3 words and follow you.
Enough! Careless, bring your apprehension along with you.
Exit Brisk.
Pert coxcomb.
But a good-natured coxcomb, and has very entertaining follies. You must be more humane to him, Careless, for my sake. Nay, I prithee, do thou wear none of thy wit today, but allow Brisk to have the monopoly, and thou mayst seem a fool.
By how now? Why this extravagant proposition?
Because I am jealous of a plot. I would have noise and impertinence keep my lady Touchwood's head from working, for hell is not more busy than her brain.
I thought your fear of her had been over. Is not tomorrow appointed for your marriage to Cynthia and her father, Sir Paul Pliant, come to settle the writings?
True, but you shall judge whether I have not reason to be alarmed. None besides you and Maskwell are acquainted with the secret of my Aunt Touchwood's violent passion for me. Since my first refusal of her addresses, she has endeavored to do me an ill office with my uncle, yet has managed them with such subtlety that to him they have borne the face of kindness, while her malice, like a dark lantern, only shone upon me in secret. Still, it gave me less perplexity to court her displeasure than to avoid the importunities of her love, and of the 2 evils I thought myself favored in her aversion. But whether urged by her despair or dwindling time, whether out of revenge or jealousy of of my marriage with Cynthia, I know not. But this morning, she surprised me in my bed.
Was there ever such a fury? Your Uncle Touchwood could not have chosen a more inconvenient wife if he had wed Juno herself. Well, prithee, what followed?
What at first amazed me, for I thought to have seen her in all transports of a scorned woman, but when I expected thunder from her voice and lightning in her eyes, I saw her melted into tears and hushed into a sigh. It was long before either of us spoke. Passion had tied her tongue and amazement mine. In short, the consequence was this. She omitted nothing the most violent love could urge or tender words express.
It had no effect on you.
But no, indeed, for still I pleaded my honor and my love of Cynthia, and in the nearness of blood to my uncle. And then came the storm I feared at first, for starting from my bedside like a fury, she flew to my sword, and with much ado I prevented her from doing me or herself mischief. Having disarmed her in a gust of passion, she left me, cursing my name and swearing not to close her eyes till they had seen me in ruin.
Exquisite fiend. But what the devil, does she think thou art foolish enough to procreate an heir upon her body and disinherit her thyself? For as I take it, this settlement upon you comes with proviso that your uncle have no children.
It is so, and in my efforts to prevail over her, I humbly beg your assistance.
Command me anyway.
There's something for which I plead forgiveness in advance. I must get you to engage my lady Pliant all this evening and woo her to our side. She's wrinkled and resents it, is very silly and thinks she has sense, and is shackled to an old fond husband.
I confess a very fair foundation for a lover to build upon.
For my Lord Froth, he and his wife will be sufficiently taken up and with admiring one another's and Brisk's gallantry, as they call it. I'll observe my uncle myself, and Jack Maskwell has promised to watch my aunt carefully and give me notice of any suspicion. As for Cynthia's father, Sir Paul, he loves her too well to interfere.
And is too blind to see me seduce his wife. So you have deployed your infantry. But I wish you would not have the weakest guard where the enemy is strongest.
Maskwell? You mean? Prithee, why should I suspect him?
Faith, I cannot help it. You know I never liked him. He has the look of a schemer.
So dost thou, careless, and yet I trust thee too. Maskwell has obligations of gratitude which bind him to me. His employment under my uncle is my doing.
Under your aunt, you mean?
My aunt?
I'm mistaken if there be not a familiarity between them you do not suspect, notwithstanding her passion for you.
Fie, 'tis nothing in the world but his design to do me service by surveilling her.
Well, I shall be glad to be mistaken, but your aunt's hatred cannot be any way so effectually shown as in bringing forth a child to disinherit you. She is handsome and cunning and naturally wanton. Maskwell is flesh and blood at best, and opportunities between them are frequent. I should not be reliant on his loyalty.
I confess the consequence is visible were your suspicions just. But see, the company is broke up. Let's meet him.
Re-enter Brisk with Lord Touchwood, Sir Paul Pliant, and Lord Froth.
Out upon it, nephew. What did you mean to leave your father-in-law and me to maintain our ground against the young people?
I beg your lordship's pardon. We were just returning.
Oh, were you so? Gad's bug much better as it is. Good luck, I swear I'm almost tipsy. Another bottle would have been too powerful for me, as I live it would. We missed you both, but, Mr. Brisk, where's he? I swear and know he's a facetious person and the best company. Oh, and my Lord Froth, your lordship is so merry a man.
Oh, fie, Sir Paul. What do you mean, merry? Oh, barbarous. I'd as lief you called me a fool.
Oh, nay, I protest about it's true. when Mr. Brisk jokes, your lordship's laughter so become you.
Ridiculous. Sir Paul, you're strangely mistaken. I find champagne is powerful, for it has quite gone to your head. I assure you, Sir Paul, I laugh at nobody's jest but my own. Or a lady's, I assure you, Sir Paul.
How? How, my lord? What? Affront my wit? Let me perish. Do I never say anything worthy to be laughed at?
Oh, fie. Don't misapprehend me, Mr. Brisk. I often smile at your conceptions, but there is nothing more unbecoming a man of quality than to laugh. To such a vulgar expression of the passion, everybody can laugh. Then, especially to laugh at the jest of an inferior person, abominable. The crude populism of it, to be pleased with what pleases the crowd. Now, when I laugh, I always laugh alone.
I suppose that's because you laugh at your own jests. Egad!
Well, I admit your raillery provokes me to a smile.
Aye, my lord, and it's a sign I hit you in the teeth if you show 'em.
I swear that's so very pretty, I can't forbear.
Careful, my lord, you begin to giggle like the common gaggle.
Sir Paul, let's retire to the ladies and drink a dish of tea to settle our heads.
With all my heart. Mr. Brisk, you'll come to us, or call me when you joke. I'll be ready to laugh incontinently.
Exeunt Lord Touchwood and Sir Paul.
But does your lordship never attend comedies at the Playhouse?
Oh, yes, sometimes. But I never laugh.
No?
Oh, no. Never laugh indeed, sir.
Why, what do you go there for?
to distinguish myself from the rabble and mortify the poets. Those scribbling fellows grow so conceited when any of their foolish wit prevails upon fops in the side boxes that I swear I have often constrained my inclination to laugh to avoid giving them encouragement.
You are cruel to yourself, my lord, as well as malicious to them.
I confess I did myself some violence at first, but now I think I have conquered it.
Let me perish, my lord. But there is something very particular in such a humor. 'Tis true, it persecutes wit. I'm sorry for some friends of mine that write, but egad, I love to be malicious. Nay, deuce take me, there's wit in malice too, and wit must be foiled by wit. Cut a diamond with diamond. No other way, egad.
Oh, my dear Brisk, I thought you would not be long before you found out the wit.
Wit? In what? Where's the wit in not laughing when a man has a mind to it?
Oh, Lord, can't you find it out? Why, there 'tis in the not laughing. Don't you apprehend me? My lord, Mr. Careless is a very honest fellow, but somewhat heavy, do you see, a little shallow up north. Why, I tell you now, Careless, suppose you come with me. Nay, prithee, Careless, be instructed. Suppose you come up to me, holding your sides, and laughing as if you would burst. Now, I look grave, and ask the cause of this immoderate mirth. You laugh on still, and are not able to tell me. And still I look grave, not so much as smile.
Smile? No, what the devil should you smile at when I can't tell you the jest?
Fie, prithee, don't interrupt me. But then at last, as I was saying, you finally tell me some good jest or some very witty thing, laughing all the while, and I hear it, and I look thus. Would you not be disappointed?
No, for if it were a witty thing, I should not expect you to understand it.
Oh, fie, Mr. Careless. All the world allows Mr. Brisk to have wit. My wife says he has a great deal, and I hope you think her a judge.
Alas, my lord, I fear Careless is a lost soul in the labyrinth of humor. I can't tell how to make him apprehend.
Shall we go to the ladies, my lord?
With all my heart. Methinks we are a solitude without him. Back to the champagne.
Exeunt Mellefont, Lord Froth, Brisk, and Careless. Enter Lady Touchwood and Maskwell.
I'll hear no more. You are false and ungrateful. Come, I know you false.
I have been frail, I confess, madam, for your ladyship's service.
That I should trust a man whom I had known would betray his friend.
What friends have I betrayed, or to whom?
Your fond friend, Mellefont, and to me. Can you deny it?
I do not.
Have you not wronged my husband, Lord Touchwood, who has been a father to you in your wants and given you being? Have you not wronged him in the highest manner, that is, in his bed?
I, with your ladyship's help, and for your service, as I told you before. I can't deny that, neither. Anything more, madam?
More? Audacious villain! Oh, what's more is most my shame. Have you not dishonored me?
No, that I deny, for I never divulged an amour in all my life. The world knows nothing of your shame by me, so that accusation's answered. On to the next.
Death, do you dally with my passion? Insolent, calm devil! How unconcerned he stands, confessing treachery and ingratitude with perfect ease. Is there a vice more unforgivable? Oh, I have 1,000 excuses for my faults. Fire in my temper, passions in my soul, unquenched and unrequited love. But a sedate, a thinking villain whose blood runs cold and evil. What excuse can clear him?
Will you be in temper, madam? I would not talk, not to be heard. I have been a very great rogue for your sake, and you reproach me with it. I am ready to be a rogue still, to do you service, and you are flinging conscience and honor in my face to abate my inclinations? How am I to behave myself? You know I am your creature, my life and fortune in your power. To disoblige you brings me certain ruin. Even if I would betray you, I would not be a traitor to myself. So be content.
Content. Can no gratitude nor no obligations touch you? Have not my fortune and my person been subjected to your pleasure? Were you not in the nature of a servant, and have I not made you lord of all, of me and of my lord? Where is that humble love, that languishing adoration which once was paid me?
Fixed, rooted in my heart, whence nothing can remove. And yet...
Yet? What yet?
Look you, madam, we are alone. Pray, contain yourself and hear me. You know, you loved your nephew Mellefont when I first sighed for you. I quickly discovered it, and the revelation made me bold, for by it I thought you in my power. Your nephew's scorn of you added to my hopes. I watched my opportunity and took you, just repulsed by him, warm at once with love and indignation. How I have loved you since words have not shown, and how should words express it?
And have I not met your love with forward fire?
Your zeal, I grant, was ardent, but misplaced. It was not love, but revenge in your view. A son and heir to my Lord Touchwood would have edged young Mellefont upon the brink of ruin, and left him none but you to supplicate for prevention.
Again you provoke me. Is this scalping for your entertainment, your diversion?
Nay, madam, 'tis for yours. I know you love a passionate argument more than love itself. Besides, I say nothing but what you yourself have told me. Why should you deny it? Nay, how can you? Is not all this present heat owing to the same fire? Do you not love Mellefont still? How have I this day offended you but in not breaking off his match with Cynthia? And that shall be done before tomorrow.
How? What said you, Maskwell? Another caprice to unwind my temper.
By heaven, no. I am your slave, the slave of all your pleasures, and will not rest till I have given you peace. Would you but suffer me to do it?
Oh, Mellefont. Damn Mellefont, married tomorrow. Oh, I burn Maskwell. Despair strikes me. Yet my soul knows I hate him too. Let him but once be mine, then immediate ruin seize him.
Compose yourself. You shall possess him, and ruin him too. Will that please you?
How? How? Thou dear, precious villain, how?
You have already been tampering with my lady pliant.
I have. She's ready for any impression I think fit.
She must be thoroughly convinced that Mellefont loves her.
She's so naturally credulous and likes him so well that she will believe it faster than I can persuade her. But I don't see what you can propose from such a trifling design, for her first conversation with Mellefont will convince her of the contrary.
I know it. I don't depend upon it. But it will prepare something else and gain us leisure to lay a stronger plot. 1 minute gives invention to destroy, what to rebuild will take a whole age employ.
End of Act 1. Act 2.
Indeed, madam. Is it possible your ladyship could have been so much in love?
I could not sleep. I did not sleep one wink for 3 weeks together.
Prodigious. I wonder that the want of sleep and so much love and so much wit as your ladyship has did not turn your brain.
Oh, my dear Cynthia, you must not rally your friend. But really, as you say, I wonder at it too. But then I had a way, for between you and I did have some whimsies and vapors, but I gave them vent.
How, pray, madam?
Oh, I writ abundantly. Do you never write?
Write what?
Songs, elegies, satires, encomiums, panegyrics, lampoons, plays, or heroic poems.
Oh, Lord, not I, madam. I'm content to be a courteous reader.
Oh, inconsistent. You, a lover and not right. If my lord and I had been both of your temper, we had never come together. Oh, bless me. What a sad thing that would have been, if my lord and I should have never met.
Then neither Lord Froth nor you would ever have met with your match, I'm sure.
On my conscience, thou sayest right. For I'm sure my husband Froth is as fine a gentleman and as much a person of quality as I am. Nothing at all of the common air about him. He wants nothing but a blue ribbon and a star to make him shine, the very phosphorus of our hemisphere. Oh, do you understand those 2 words, Cynthia? Phosphorus and hemisphere? If you don't, I'll explain them to you.
Yes, madam, I'm not so ignorant. At least I won't own it to be troubled with your instructions.
Why then, I am the more amazed to find you a woman of letters and not right. Bless me! How can Mellefont believe you love him?
Why, faith, madam, he that won't take my word shall never have it under my hand.
I vow Mellefont's a pretty gentleman, but methinks he wants a manner.
A manner? What's that, madam?
Oh, some distinguishing quality, as, for example, the bel air or brilliant of Mr. Brisk. Oh, the solemnity yet complacence of my lord, or something of his own that should look a little je ne sais quoi. He is too much of a mediocrity in my mind.
'Tis true. Mellefont does not affect either pertness or formality, for which I happen to like him.
Mm. And my lord with him. Pray observe the difference between my hero and your dish rag. My lord, I have been telling Cynthia how much I am in love with you. I swear I have. I'm not ashamed to own it. It makes my heart leap and sigh.
Pleasant creature. That look, there it is. Who could resist? 'Twas by that look my heart was made a captive first, and ever since it has been in love with prison.
Oh, that tongue, that dear deceitful tongue, that charming softness in your being and your expression, and then your graceful bow. Oh, good, my lord, bow, as low as you did when I gave you my picture. Here, suppose this is my picture.
Lady Froth gives Lord Froth a pocket glass. He bows extremely low, then kisses it.
Nay, my lord, you shan't kiss it so much. I shall grow jealous, or I vow.
I saw myself in thy mirror, sweet angel, and kissed it for your sake.
Oh, gallantry to the last degree. Mr. Brisk, you're a judge. Was ever anything so well bred as my lord?
Never anything, except your ladyship.
Oh, prettily tuned again. Let me die, but you have a great deal of wit, Mr. Mellefont, don't you think? Mr. Brisk has a world of wit.
Oh, yes, madam.
I'm everlastingly your humble servant. Deuce take me, madam.
Don't you think us a happy couple, Cynthia?
I vow, my lord, I think you are the happiest couple in the world. For you're not only happy in each other and when you are together, but happy in yourselves and by yourselves.
I hope Mellefont will make a good husband, too.
'Tis my interest to believe he will, my lord.
But do you think he'll love you as well as I do my wife? I'm afraid not.
I believe he'll love me better.
Heavens, that can never be. But why do you think so?
Because he has not so much reason as your lordship to be fond of himself.
Oh, you flatter me. Your humble servant for that, dear madam. Well, Mellefont, you'll be a happy creature.
I cannot imagine myself otherwise if married to this lady.
Your ladyship is in the right, but for my part, I'm wholly turned into satire. I confess I write but seldom, but when I do, keen iambics, egad. But my lord was telling me your ladyship has made an essay toward a heroic poem.
Yes, I vow, but 'tis a poem, Mr. Brisk, not an essay. And the subject is my lord's love to me. And what do you think I call it? I dare swear you won't guess. The syllabub.
Because my lord's title is Froth. Egad! Deuce take me very apropos and surprising. Ha, ha. I hope you'll make me happy in communicating a verse or two.
Oh, you must be my confidant. I must ask your advice.
I'm your humble servant. Let me perish. I presume your ladyship has read Bossu?
Oh, yes, and Racine and Dacier upon Aristotle and Horace. My lord, you must not be jealous. I'm only discussing poetry with young Master Brisk.
No, I'll allow it, Mr. Brisk. Have you nothing about you to show him, my dear?
Oh, yes, I believe I have. Oh, Mr. Brisk, come. Will you go into the next room, and there I'll show you what I have.
I'll walk a turn in the garden and come to you.
Exeunt Lady Froth and Brisk one way, Lord Froth another.
You're thoughtful, Cynthia.
I'm thinking, though marriage makes man and wife one flesh, it leaves them still two fools, and they become the more conspicuous by setting off one another.
That's only when two fools meet and their follies are opposed.
Nay, I have known two wits meet, and by the opposition of their wit render themselves as ridiculous as fools. 'Tis an odd game we're going to play at. What think you of drawing stakes and giving over in time?
No. Hang it, that's endeavoring not to win because it's possible we may lose. Since we have shuffled and cut, let's even turn up trump now.
Then I find marriage is like a game of cards. If either of us have a good hand, 'tis an accident of fortune.
No. Marriage is rather like a game at bowls. Fortune indeed makes the match, and the two nearest and sometimes the two farthest are together, but the game depends entirely upon the judgment of the players.
Still, it is a game, and consequently one of us must be the loser.
Not at all, only a friendly trial of skill, and the winnings to be laid out in mutual entertainment.
He goes to kiss her. Enter Sir Paul and Lady Pliant. Cynthia pulls Mellefont aside.
But I'm provoked into a fermentation, as my lady Frost says. Was ever the like read of in story?
Sir Paul, have patience. Let me alone to rattle him up.
Oh, pray, my dear, give me leave to be angry. I'll rattle him up, I warrant you. I'll firk him with an 8:30 aurora.
Nay, I'll firk him myself. Sir Paul, hold you contented.
Bless me, what makes my father in such a passion? I never saw him thus before.
Good husband, will you please retire and...
Nay, Mary, I will not be pleased. I am pleased to be angry. That's my pleasure at this time.
Can this mean?
Why, how now, sir? Who are you? What am I? Sdeath, can't I govern you? What did I marry you for? Am I not to be absolute and uncontrollable? Is it fit for a woman of my spirit and conduct to be contradicted in a manner of this concern?
It concerns me and only me. Besides, I'm not to be governed at all times. When I am in tranquillity, my lady Pliant shall command, Sir Paul, but when I am provoked to fury, I cannot incorporate with patience and reason.
'Tis in vain to talk to you then, you disobedient, headstrong brute.
No, 'tis because I won't be headstrong, because I won't be a brute that I am thus exasperated. But I will protect my honour, and yonder is the violator of my fame.
'Tis my honour that is concerned. The violation was intended to me. Your honour? You have none but what is in my keeping, and I can dispose of it when I please. Therefore, don't provoke me.
Again, she says true. Well, my lady, march on, I will fight under you. Then...
Sir Paul and Lady Pliant come up to Mellefont.
Inhuman and treacherous creature.
Thou serpent and first tempter of womankind.
Bless me, madam, father, what mean you?
Thou lying libertine, thou poisonous troll. Come away, lady, touch him not. Come hither, daughter, go not near him. There's nothing but deceit about him. Snakes crawl in his hair and crocodiles in his belly. He will eat thee up alive.
Dishonourable, impudent creature.
For heaven's sake, madam, why do you direct this language to me?
Oh, have I behaved myself with all the decorum and nicety befitting the person of Sir Paul's wife? Have I preserved my honour, as it were, in a snow house for these 3 years past? Have I been pure and unsullied, even by Sir Paul himself?
No, she has been an invincible wife even to me. That's the truth on it.
And dost thou think I have preserved myself like a fair sheet of paper for you to make a blot upon?
And makes a wiser metaphor than any woman in England.
I am so amazed. I know not what to say.
Do you think my daughter Cynthia, rich and beautiful and young enough to tempt any fellow, do you think her fit for nothing but to be a stalking horse, to stand before you while you take aim at my wife? Gads, but I was never so angry before in my life, and I shall never be pleased again.
Hell and damnation. Here's my aunt's doing. I can smell it.
Sir Paul, take Cynthia from his sight. Leave me to strike him with the remorse of his intended crime.
Pray, sir, stay. Hear him. I dare affirm he's innocent.
Innocent? No, child. I had the intelligence from his aunt, my sister, Touchwood. The rascal does not care a farthing for anything of thee but thy dowry. Why, he's in love with my wife. He would have tantalized thee and made a cuckold of thy poor father, and that would certainly have broken my heart. But my good sister and Providence have prevented all. Therefore, come away when I bid you.
I must obey.
Exeunt Sir Paul and Cynthia.
Oh, such a crime. The impiety of it startles me, Mellefont. To wrong so good, so fair a creature as Cynthia is a barbarity of barbarities, and none could be guilty of it.
But the greatest villain imagination can form, I agree. But how, Lady Pliant, which way was I to wrong her? For yet I understand you not.
Oh, why God's my life, Cousin Mellefont, you cannot be so peremptory as to deny it when I tax you with it to your face. For now Sir Paul's gone, you are coram nobis.
By heaven, I love Cynthia more than life or...
Oh, fiddle faddle, don't tell me of this and that and everything in the world, but answer me directly. But I've no patience to hear you. Oh, the impious, as I was saying, the unparalleled wickedness. How could you think to reverse nature? So, to make the daughter the means of procuring the mother.
The daughter to procure for the mother?
Aye, for though I am not Cynthia's own mother, I am her father's wife, and that's near enough to make it incest.
Incest? Oh, my precious aunt.
Oh, reflect upon the horror of that, of marrying the daughter only to make a cuckold of the father, and then seducing me, debauching my purity, and perverting me from the road of virtue in which I have trod thus long and never made one detour, not one faux pas. Oh, just consider it.
Where am I? Is it day? Am I awake? Lady Pliant.
Nobody knows how circumstances may happen together. To my thinking now, I could resist the strongest temptation, but there's no certainty in this life.
Madam, pray, give me leave to ask you one question.
Oh, Lord, ask me the question, but I swear I refuse it. I swear I'll deny it. Therefore, no, don't ask me. Oh, Gemini, you have brought all the blood into my face. I warrant I am as red as a turkey cock. Oh, fie, Cousin Mellefont.
Nay, madam, hear me. I mean...
Hear you? No. I'll deny you first, and I'll hear you afterwards. For one does not know how one's mind may change upon the hearing. The hearing is one of the senses, and all the senses are fallible. No, I won't trust my honor. I assure you, my honor is infallible and uncomatable.
For heaven's sake, madam.
Oh, no, name it no more. Bless me, how can you talk of heaven and have so much wickedness in your heart? Maybe you don't think it a sin. Maybe I do not think it a sin, but still, my honor, sir. But then, to marry my poor stepdaughter for the conveniency of gaining access to me, 'tis too wickedly cruel.
And amazement. Madam, upon my knees.
Nay, rise up. Come, you shall see my good nature. Oh, I know love is powerful, and nobody can help his passion. Oh, 'tis not your fault, Mellefont, nor it is not mine. How can I help it if I have charms? And how can you help it if you are made a captive by them? I swear it is a pity it should be a sin. But my honor, sir. Oh Lord, here's someone coming. Oh, I dare not stay. Well, you must consider of your crime, and strive as much as you can be against it. Strive, Mellefont. But don't be melancholic. Don't despair. But, never think that I'll grant you anything. Oh, Lord, no. But, be sure you lay aside all thoughts of the marriage. For though I know you don't love Cynthia, but has a mask for your passion to me, yet I can be jealous. Oh, Lord, what did I say? I'm jealous. No, I can't be jealous, for I must not love you. Oh, therefore, don't hope, but don't despair neither. Oh, they're coming. I must fly.
Exit Lady Pliant. A pause.
So then, in spite of my care and my foresight, I am caught in my security. Yet this was but a shallow artifice, unworthy of my Machiavellian aunt. There must be more behind. This is but the first flash, the priming of her engine. Destruction follows hard, if not most presently prevented.
Enter Maskwell.
Maskwell, welcome. Thy presence is a view of land appearing to my shipwrecked hopes. The witch has raised the storm, and her ministers have done their work. You see, our vessels are parted.
I know it. I met Sir Paul towing away Cynthia. Come, trouble not your head. I'll join you together ere tomorrow morning, or drown between you in the attempt.
There's comfort in a hand stretched out to one that's sinking, though far off.
No sinking nor danger. Come, cheer up, Mellefont. Why, you don't know that while I plead for you, your aunt has given me a retaining fee to be your enemy.
How's this?
What do you think of my being employed in the execution of all her plots? By heaven, it's true. I have undertaken to break the match, to make your uncle disinherit you, get you turned out of doors, and I can't tell you for laughing. Oh, Lady Touchwood has opened her heart to me. I am to turn you to grass and to marry Cynthia myself. There's a plot for you.
I see my sun rising. Light breaks through clouds upon me, and I shall live in day. Oh, Maskwell, how shall I thank or praise thee? Thou hast outwitted woman, but tell me, how couldst thou thus get into my aunt's confidence, huh? And was it her contrivance to persuade Lady Pliant of my passion for her?
It was, and I was too late to stop it. I warrant the old bat was very violent at first.
I'm quite furious, but I was more afraid of her violence at the end. If you had not come as you did, I don't know what she might have attempted.
Well, you must know that I won at last the confidence of your Aunt Touchwood by pretending to have been long secretly in love with Cynthia. That did my business, and I convinced her that I might be trusted, since it became as much my interest as hers to break your match. And in that belief, she told me all the secrets of her heart, till at length we came to this agreement, that if I accomplish her designs, she has engaged to put Cynthia with all her fortune into my power.
She is most gracious in her thanks. Well, dear Jack, and how hast thou contrived?
I would not have you stay to hear it now, for she may come this way. I am to meet her anon. Be here in the gallery an hour hence, and I will tell you the whole matter.
I will. Till then, success attend thee.
Exit Mellefont.
Till then, success will attend me, for whenever I meet you, I meet the only obstacle to my fortune. Cynthia, let thy beauty gild my crimes, and whatsoever I commit of treachery or deceit shall be imputed to me as a merit. Treachery? What treachery? Love cancels all the bonds of friendship and sets men right upon their first foundations. Duty to kings, piety to parents, gratitude to benefactors, and fidelity to friends are different in particular ties. But the name of rival cuts them all asunder. To be rival is to be equal. And love, like death, is a universal leveler of mankind. But is there no such thing as honesty? Yes, and whosoever has it about him bears an enemy in his breast. For your honest man, as I take it, is that nice, scrupulous, conscientious person like Mellefont, who will cheat nobody but himself. Such another coxcomb is your wise man, who is too esoteric for all the world, and will be made a fool of by nobody but himself. Well, for wisdom and honesty, give me cunning and hypocrisy. Oh, 'tis such a pleasure to angle for fair-faced fools. Then that hungry gudgeon credulity will bite at anything. Why will mankind be fools and be deceived? And why are friends and lovers' oaths to be believed, when each who searches strictly his own mind may so much fraud and power of baseness find?
End of Act 2. Act 3.
My lord, can you blame my brother Pliant if he refuse his daughter upon this provocation? The contract's void by this unheard of impiety.
I don't believe it true. Mellefont has better principles. Oh, 'tis nonsense. Come. I know my Lady Pliant has a large eye and would send her everything in her own circle. This is not the first time she has mistaken respect for love and made Sir Paul jealous of the civility of an undesigning person. Oh, vanity loves to love itself.
You censure hardly, my lord. Your sister's honor is very well known.
Oh, yes, I believe I know many that have known it. Yes, but this passion of Mellefont's is a trick wrought by some pitiful contriver, envious of my nephew's merit.
Nay, my lord, it may be so, and I hope it will be found so, but that will require some time, for in such a case as this, demonstration of innocence is necessary.
There should have been demonstration of guilt, too, before it had been believed.
So I suppose there was.
How? Where? When?
That I can't tell. Nay, I don't say there was, I only heard there was. I'm willing to believe as favorably as Mellefont as I can.
Well, I don't know that.
How? Don't you believe that, say You, my lord?
No, I don't say so. Yet I confess I am troubled to find you so cold in his defense.
His defense? Bless me. Would you have me defend an ill thing?
You believe the gossip, then?
I don't know. I'm very unwilling to speak my thoughts in anything that may be to Mellefont's disadvantage. Besides, I find, my lord, that you are prepared to receive an ill impression from any opinion of mine which is not consenting with your own. But since I am like to be suspected either way, I shall own it to you. In short, I do believe it, nay, and can believe anything worse as if it were laid to his charge. Don't ask me my reasons, my lord. They are not fit to be told you.
I'm amazed. There must be something more in this. Not fit to be told me, madam? Our interests are as married as ourselves, and consequently, the same reasons ought to be convincing to me which create your satisfaction or disquiet.
Oh, but I would spare you my disquiet. Good, my lord, don't press me.
Don't oblige me to press you.
Whatever it was, 'tis past and done, therefore let it alone.
When you have told me, I will.
You won't.
But my life, my dear, I will.
What if you can't?
How? Then I must know. Nay, I will. Now, no more trifling. I charge you, tell me, by all our mutual peace, to come upon your duty.
Nay, my lord, you need say no more to make me lay my heart up before you. But pray, don't be transported. Compose yourself. Nay, by this kiss you shan't be angry. Good husband, will you be calm? Indeed, it's nothing but...
But what?
But will you promise not to be angry? Nay, you must promise not to be angry with Mellefont. I dare say he is only been...
Sorry for what? Steph, madam, you woman, you rack me with delay.
Nay, no great matter, only... Well, I have your promise. Oh, why, nothing. Only your nephew had a mind to create a mind to amuse himself with, sometimes a little gallantry towards me. Nay, I can't think he meant anything seriously, but methought it looked oddly.
Confusion and hell, what do I hear?
Or maybe he thought he was not enough kin to me as the nephew of my husband and had a mind to create a nearer relation. A lover, you know? And then that's all. Now you have it. But remember your promise, my lord, and take no notice of it.
No notice?
Nay, I swear you must not. A little misplaced flirting, that's all. But if it were more, 'tis over now, and all's well. I have not heard anything from him these 2 days.
2 days? Is it so fresh? You unnatural villain! I'll have him stripped and turned naked out of my doors this moment, and let him rot and perish, incestuous brute!
Oh, for heaven's sakes, my lord, you'll ruin me if you take such public notice of it. He'll be the talk of the town. Consider your own and my honor. Nay, I told you would not be satisfied of it when you knew it.
Oh, before I've done, I shall be satisfied, you ungrateful monster! How long?
Oh, husband.
How long, I say?
Lord, I don't know. I wish my lips had grown together when I told you. Almost a 12-month. Nay, I won't tell you any more till you are yourself. Pray, my lord, don't let the company see you in this disorder. Go into your closet and recover your temper. I'll make an excuse of sudden business to the company and join you.
Well, I go, but you won't stay too, for I would hear more of this.
Oh, I follow instantly.
Exit Lord Touchwood, enter Maskwell.
So?
This was a masterpiece, and did not need my help, though I stood ready for a cue to come in and confirm it all, had there been occasion.
Have you seen Mellefont?
I have, and am to meet him here about this time.
And how does he bear the disappointment?
Secure in my assistance, he seemed not much afflicted. Yet he is apprehensive of some further design of yours, and has engaged me to watch you. I believe he will never be able to prevent your plot, yet I recommend caution and expediency.
Aye, we must be expedient, for all we do must be performed in the remaining part of the evening before company breaks up, lest my lord should cool and have an opportunity to talk with his nephew privately. They must not meet.
By no means. What think you of mentioning?
To who?
To his lordship, as having been privy to Mellefont's designs upon you, but using my utmost influence as his friend to dissuade him from it.
To what end?
It will confirm your story from a second source, and fortify my Lord Touchwood's opinion of my honor and honesty, which shall be necessary for all future plots.
I'll do it. Nay, better. I'll tell him once you hindered Mellefont from forcing him upon me.
Excellent. Your ladyship has a most improving fancy. You had best go to your husband, soothe him up in his anger, and mold him to what you please. Your guests are so engaged in their own follies and intrigues, they'll miss neither of you.
When shall we meet? At 8 this evening in my chamber, there to rejoice at our success and toy away an hour in mirth.
I will not fail you.
Exit Lady Touchwood.
I know what she means by toying away an hour well enough. And yet a pox on it, for I've lost all appetite for her. What was once my pleasure has become my duty, and in spite of her beauty, I have as little stomach to her now as if I were her husband. Should she smoke my design upon Cynthia, I were in a fine pickle. She has a damned penetrating head, and knows how to interpret a coldness the right way. Let me think. Meet her at 8. By heaven, I have it. If I can speak to my lord before... Yes, there's the way. Was it my brain or Providence? No matter which. I will deceive them all and yet secure myself. It was a lucky thought. Well, this double dealing is a jewel. Ha! Here comes Mellefont. Now, gods, for me.
Enter Mellefont. Maskwell, pretending not to see him, walks by him and speaks as if to himself.
Mercy on it, what will the wickedness of this world come to?
How now, Jack? What, so full of contemplation that you run over?
I'm glad you've come, Mellefont, for I could not contain myself any longer, and was just going to give you vent to a secret which nobody but you ought to drink down. Your Aunt Touchwood is just gone from hence.
And having entrusted thee with the secrets of her souls, thou art villainously bent to betray them all to me, huh?
I'm afraid my frailty leans that way, but I don't know whether I can in honor discover them all.
All, man? I must keep pace with her. No tragical design upon my person, I hope.
No, but it's a comical design upon me.
What does that mean?
We two have been bargaining about the rate of your ruin, and at last was decided the price of your banishment is to be paid with the person of...
Cynthia and her fortune. You told me this before.
Aye, but there's more. I am, as an earnest of that bargain, to have full and free possession of the person of your aunt.
You trifle.
By this light, I'm serious, all raillery apart. I knew 'twould stun you. This evening at 8 o'clock, she will receive me in her bedchamber.
Hell and devil, is she abandoned of all grace? Why, the woman is possessed.
Well, will you go in my stead?
I'd sooner walk into a hot furnace.
No, don't do that. It would not be so convenient as what I can arrange.
What do you mean, Jack?
Mean? Not to disappoint the lady, of course. Nay, but I'll explain. When the hour is upon us, I'll go to your aunt according to the appointment, and you shall have notice of the critical minute at which to come and surprise us together. Counterfeit a rage against me, and I'll make my escape through the private passage from her chamber, which I'll take care to leave open. This discovery will disarm Lady Touchwood of all defense and leave her entirely at your mercy. And from that moment, she shall never again dare to either proposition or undo you.
Let me adore thee, my good genius. By heaven, I think it is not in the power of fate to disappoint my hopes. My hopes? No, my certainty.
Well, I'll meet you here within 7:15 and give you notice.
Good fortune ever go along with thee.
Exit Maskwell. Enter Careless.
Mellefont, get out of the way. My lady Pliant's coming, and I shall never succeed in my commission to make love to her whilst thou art in view.
Why? What's the matter? She's convinced that I don't care for her?
Is she? The lady talks in riddles. I can't get an answer from her that does not begin with her honor, or her virtue, her religion, or some such cant. Then she has regaled me with the whole history of Sir Paul's 9-year courtship, how he has lain for whole nights upon the stairs before her chamber door, and how the first favor he received from her was a piece of old scarlet petticoat, which since the day of his marriage he has converted into a nightcap, and wears still on his anniversary wedding night. Egad, Mellefont, if I did not love thee so well, by heaven, I'd hang thee for making me play the suitor to such a termagant, rapacious buzzard.
'Tis in good cause, Careless, all in good cause.
My peace of mind is a good cause, thou insufferable bridegroom. But I believe I shall prevail with her, for she has been cataloguing all the temptations she has resisted.
Nay, then you have her. For a woman's bragging to a man that she has overcome temptations is an argument that they were weakly offered, and a challenge to him to engage her more irresistibly.
Nay, I don't despair, but she still keeps a flame for you. I talked to her the other night at my Lord Froth's masquerade, when I'm satisfied she knew me, and I had no reason to complain of my reception, but I find women are not the same barefaced and in masks. A vizard disguises their inclinations as much as their faces.
Not so, for women may be said to be most properly unmasked when they wear vizards, for it secures them from blushing and owning what they say. And next to being in the dark or alone, they are most truly themselves when they think no one knows them. But here they come. I'll leave you. Ply your clothes, and by and by, clap a love letter into a hand, for nothing wins a woman faster than a declaration in ink.
Exit Mellefont, enter Sir Paul and Lady Pliant.
Oh dear, do we disturb your meditation, Mr. Careless? You would be private?
You bring her along with you, Sir Paul. That shall be always welcome to my privacy.
Oh, sweet sir, you load your humble servants with such favours.
Ay, Sir Paul, for shame. How durst thou have the impudence to reply? That you should have so little breeding to think Mr. Careless did not apply himself to me? I swear and declare in the face of the world, I'm ready to blush for your ignorance.
I'd acquiesce, my dear, but don't snub so loud.
Mr. Careless, if a person that is as wholly illiterate as my husband might be supposed to be capable of being qualified to make a suitable return to those flattering compliments which you are pleased to confer upon one that is wholly unqualified to receive them, I'm sure I should rather attempt it than anything in the world. But I know you to be so great a critic and so fine a gentleman.
Oh, heavens, madam, you flatter me too much.
Yes, but she's a fine, fine person.
Oh, Lord, Sir Paul, we women have not the advantage of self-love. I know my imperfections, but at the same time you must give me leave to declare in the face of the world that nobody is more sensible of favours and things, and with the reserve of my honour, I assure you, Mr. Careless, I don't know anything in the world I would refuse to a person so meritorious. You'll pardon my want of expression.
Oh, your ladyship is abounding in all excellence, particularly that of phrase.
Oh, you are so obliging, sir.
You are so charming, madam.
So, no, a very sensible young man indeed.
So well bred.
So surprising.
So well dressed, so eloquent, so unaffected, so free, so particular, so agreeable.
Aye, so.
Oh, for heaven's sake, madam, I am quite out of countenance.
Oh, and my lady's quite out of breath, or else you should hear more. Gad's blood, you may talk of my lady Froth in the meantime.
Oh, why mention her? My Lady Froth is very well in her accomplishments, but only when my Lady Pliant is not thought of, if that can ever be.
Oh, you overcome me. Oh, that is so excessive.
Nay, I swear and vow that was very pretty.
Oh, Sir Paul, you are the happiest man alive to have such a wife, such a lady, that is the envy of her own sex and the admiration of ours.
Oh, your humble servant I am. I thank heaven. In a fine way of living, as I may say, peacefully and happily blessed be Providence. And truly, Mr. Careless, my lady is a fine, discreet, well-spoken woman, as you shall see, and we live very comfortably together. She is a little hasty sometimes, and so am I, but my anger's soon over, and then I'm so sorry, and indeed, were it not for one thing.
Enter a boy with a letter. He goes to Sir Paul.
Hi, sirrah. How often have you been told of that, you stupid jackanapes?
Yet so, Tim, carry it to my lady. You should have carried it to my lady first.
'Tis addressed to your worship.
Well, my lady reads all letters first. Do you hear, Tim?
Aye, sir, and it please you?
The boy gives the letter to Lady Pliant, who opens it. Exit the boy.
A humour of my wife's. You know, women have their little fancies. But as I was telling you, Mr. Careless, if 'twere not for one thing, I should think myself the happiest man in the world.
What can that be, Sir Paul?
Oh, I thank heaven. A very plentiful fortune, a good estate in the country, several houses in town, and a tolerable amount of money. And it is a great grief to me, indeed it is, Mr. Careless, that I have not a son to inherit all this. 'Tis true, I have a daughter, Cynthia, and a fine, dutiful child she is, but if I had a son, oh, that's my affliction and my only affliction. Indeed, I cannot refrain tears when it comes in my mind.
Why, methinks that might be easily remedied. My lady's a fine, likely woman.
A fine, likely woman, as you shall see in a summer's day, indeed, Mr. Careless.
And I should not have taken you to have been so old.
Oh, alas, that's not it, Mr. Careless. No, you shoot wide of the mark. That's not it.
No? What can be the matter, then?
Oh, well, you'll scarcely believe me when I shall tell you. My lady is so nice. It's very strange, but it's true, too true. She's so very nice that I don't believe she would touch a man for the world, at least not above once a year. I'm sure I found it so, and alas, once a year to an old man who would do good in his generation. If I said it's true, Mr. Careless, and it breaks my heart. I am her husband, as I may say, though far unworthy of that honour, yet I have no more familiarity with her person than with my own mother. Indeed, I don't.
Alas, this is a lamentable story, Sir Paul. My lady must be told of it. 'Tis an injury to the world.
Oh, would to heaven you would. Mr. Careless, you are mightily in her favour.
Well, sir, I warrant you, we must have a son some way or other.
Indeed, I should be mightily bound to you if you could bring it about, Mr. Careless.
Here, Sir Paul, 'tis from your steward. Here's a tax return of £600, and you may take 50 of it as pin money for the next half year.
Lady Pliant gives the letter to Sir Paul. Enter Lord Froth and Cynthia.
How does my girl come hither to thy father, poor lamb? Thou art melancholic.
Heavens, Sir Paul, you amaze me. Of all the things in the world, you are never pleased but when we are all upon the broad grin and laughing stupidly. Sure you're a great admirer of my Lady Whiffler, Mr. Sneer, and Sir Lawrence Loud, and that gang.
Why, she's a very merry woman, in faith, but I think she laughs a little too much.
Merry! Oh, Lord, what a character that is of a woman of quality. You have attended my Lady Whiffler's at one of her soirees, Madam Cynthia?
Yes, my lord. I must humor this fool.
Well, and how? What is your sense of the conversation?
Oh, most ridiculous. A perpetual cacophony of laughing without any harmony. For sure, my lord, to laugh out of time is as disagreeable as to sing out of tune.
Right. And then my Lady Whiffler is so ready. She always comes in 3 bars too soon. And then what do they laugh at? For you know, laughing without a jest is as impertinent as
dancing without a fiddle.
Just so, faith. The similitude was at my tongue's end.
But that cannot properly be said of them, for I think they are all in good nature with the world and only laugh at one another. And you must allow they have all jests in their persons, though they have none in their conversation.
True, as I'm a person of honor. So, let's laugh at them for laughing at themselves.
Enter the boy, who goes and whispers to Sir Paul.
That's so. My wife, Lady Pliant, I have a word.
Oh, I'm busy, Sir Paul. I wonder at your impertinence.
Sir Paul, harkye, I'm reasoning the matter you spoke of. Madam, if your ladyship please, we'll discourse of this in the next room.
Oh, I wish you good success. I wish you good success. Boy, tell my lady that when she has done, I would speak with her below.
Eggsy and Sir Paul and the boy one way, Careless and Lady Pliant another. Enter Lady Froth and Brisk.
Then you think that episode between Susan, the dairymaid, and our coachman is not amiss?
Is incomparable, let me perish. But then, this being a heroic poem, had you not better call him a charioteer? Charioteer sounds great on the tongue. Besides, your ladyship's coachman having a red face and you comparing him to the sun, And you know the sun is called heaven's charioteer.
Infinitely better. I'm extremely beholden to you for the hint. Oh, stay. We'll read over those half a score lines again. Let me see. For as the sun shines every day, so of our coachman I may say.
I'm afraid that simile won't do in wet weather because you say the sun shines every day.
No, for the sun it won't, but it will do for the coachman. For you know there's most occasion for a coach in wet weather.
Right. That saves it.
Yet the sun does shine all the day too, though we don't see him.
Right. But the vulgar masses will never comprehend that.
Well, you shall hear. Let me see. For as the sun shines every day, so of our coachman I may say. He shows his drunken, fiery face, just as the sun does, more or less.
That's right. That's more or less.
and when at night his labor's done, then too, like heaven's charioteer, the sun, charioteer does better. Into the dairy he descends, and there his whipping and his driving ends. There he's secure from danger of a bilk. His fare is paid him, and he sets in milk. For Susan, the dairymaid, is Theatus, and so...
Incomparable, well and proper. Egad, your ladyship is a veritable Dryden.
Oh, Mr. Brisk, you flatter me too extravagantly. Upon my soul, you do.
Well, my dear, have you done poetizing? Come, won't you join with us? We were laughing at my Lady Whiffler and Mr. Sneer.
Oh, filthy Mr. Sneer. He's a nauseous figure, a most balsamic fop. He spent 2 days in going about Covent Garden to suit the lining of his coach.
Oh, silly. Yet his aunt is as fond of him as if she had brought the monster into the world herself.
Who? My Lady Toothless? Oh, she's a mortifying spectacle, always chewing the cud like an old ewe.
Fie, Mr. Brisk, 'tis a medicine for her cough.
Oh, I have seen her take 'em half chewed out of her mouth to laugh, and then put 'em in again. Then she's always ready to laugh when Sneer offers to speak, and sits in expectation of his jest with her gums bare and her mouth open like a tunnel.
Well, I find there are no fools so inconsiderable in themselves, but they can render other people contemptible by exposing their infirmities.
Then that the other great strapping lady, I can't hint of her name, the old fat fool that paints her face so exorbitantly.
I know whom you mean. But deuce take me, I can't hint of her name either. Egad, she lays on paint with a trowel. And then she has a great beard that bristles through it and makes her look as if she were plastered with lime and hair. Let me bear it.
You once made a song upon her, Mr. Brisk.
Oh, egad, so I did. My Lord Froth can recite it.
Oh, good, my lord, let's hear it.
Oh, 'tis not a song, neither. It is sort of an epigram, or rather an epigrammatic sonnet. I don't know what to call it, but it's satire. Oralize it, my lord.
Ancient Phyllis has young graces. 'Tis a strange thing, but a true one. Shall I tell you how? She herself makes her own faces, and each morning wears a new one. Where's the wonder now?
Short, but there's salt in it. Oh, my way of writing. Egad.
Re-enter the boy.
How now, Tim?
Your ladyship's chair is come.
Is the nurse and the child in it?
Yes, madam.
Exit the boy.
Oh, the dear creature. Oh, let's go see her.
I swear, my dear, you'll spoil that child with sending it to and again so often. This is the 7th time the chair has gone for her today.
Oh, laws, I swear it's but the 6th, and I haven't seen her these 2 hours. I swear, my lord, you don't love poor little Sappho as I do. Oh, Come, my dear Cynthia. Mr. Brisk, we'll go see Sappho, though my husband won't.
I'll wait upon your ladyship.
Pray, madam, how old is Lady Sappho?
Oh, 3/4 of a year. But I swear she has a world of wit and can sing a tune already. Oh, my lord, won't you go? Won't you? What? No, see Sapph? Pray, my lord, come see little Sapph.
Lord Froth begins to follow her.
Oh, I knew you could not stay.
Exeunt Lord and Lady Froth with Brisk.
'Tis not so hard to counterfeit joy in the depths of affliction as to dissemble mirth in the company of fools. But why should I call them fools? The world thinks better of them, for these have quality and education, wit and fine conversation, and are therefore received and admired by all society. If not, they like and admire themselves. And is not that true wisdom? For 'tis happiness. And for aught I know, we have misapplied the name all this while and mistaken the thing, since if happiness in self-content is placed, the wise are wretched, and fools only blessed.
End of Act 3. Act 4.
I heard your Uncle Lord as I came by the closet door, and my lady with him, but she seemed to moderate his passion.
Aye, as gentle breezes but moderate a fire, but I shall counterwork her spells and ride the witch in her own bridle.
It's impossible. She'll cast beyond you still. I'll lay my life it will never be a match.
What?
Between you and me.
Why so?
Because we are both willing. We each of us strive to reach the goal and hinder one another in the race. I swear, it never does well when a couple pursues the same game, for in chasing some lesser animal, they forget to chase each other.
But our game is that of marriage, a great noble beast which cannot be felled but by the mutual efforts of a willing pair. And besides, these woods are full of dangers.
Nay, give me your hand. You have looked through the wrong end of the perspective all this while, for nothing has been between us but our fears.
Upon my soul, I begin to think you're right. I don't know why we should not steal out of the house this very moment and marry one another without consideration or fear of repentance. A pox of fortunes, portions, settlements, and jointures.
Aye, what have we to do with them? You know we marry for love.
Love, downright love, very villainous love.
And he that can't live upon love deserves to die in a ditch. Here then, I give you my promise, in spite of duty, any temptation of wealth, your inconstancy, or my own inclination to change.
To run most recklessly away with me this moment and be married.
Hold. Never to marry anybody else.
What? That's but a kind of negative consent. Why, you won't recoil from the frolic?
Oh, if you had not been so assured of your own conduct, I would not. But I fear you may have tempted fate. In any case, 'tis but reasonable that since I consent to love a man without the vile consideration of money, he should give me a very evident demonstration of his wit. Therefore, let me see you undermine my Lady Touchwood, as you boasted, and force her to give her consent, and then...
I'll do it.
And I'll do it.
This very next ensuing hour of 8 o'clock is the last minute of her reign, unless the devil assist her in propria persona.
Well, okay, if the devil should assist her and your plot miscarry, then...
Aye, what am I to trust then?
Well, if you approach the bench with irrefutable evidence, it was the devil, I'll allow for irrevocable odds. But if I find it to be only chance of destiny or unlucky stars or anything but the very devil, I'm inexorable, and shall take it for a sign we were never meant to be. Only I'll keep my word and live a maid for your sake.
And you won't die one for your own, so there's still hope.
Oh, here's my stepmother and your friend Careless. I would not have them see us yet.
Cynthia and Mellefont withdraw. Enter Careless and Lady Pliant.
I swear, Mr. Careless, you are very alluring and say so many fine things, and nothing is so moving to me as a fine thing. Well, I must do you this justice and declare in the face of the world, never anybody gained so far upon me as yourself. You have shaken, as you may say, the very foundation of my honor. Well, sure, if I escape your importunities, I shall value myself as long as I live, I swear.
Despise me.
No, never, never, by my purity. Oh, oh, no, you make me swear. Oh, gratitude forbid that I should ever be wanting in acknowledgement of an entire resignation of all my best wishes to the most meritorious person my illiterate praises has ever sought to exalt.
Heavens, madam, you ruin me with kindness. Your charming tongue pursues the victory of your eyes, while at your feet your poor adorer dies.
Ah, that's very fine.
Why are you so fair? So bewitching fair. Oh, let me grow to the ground here and feast upon that hand. Let me press it to my heart, my trembling heart, which shall instruct your pulse and teach it to alarm desire. Wounds, I'm almost at the end of my script. If she does not yield quickly,
I swear I am ready to languish too. Oh, my honor, whither is it going? I am on fire.
Can you be so cruel?
Oh, rise, rise, I beseech you. No, say no more till you rise. I assure you, sir, that if Sir Paul should die, of all mankind, there's none I'd sooner make my second husband.
Oh, heaven, I can't outlive this night without your favor. I feel my spirit's fate. A general dampness overspreads my face. A cold, deadly dew already bends through all my pores, and will tomorrow wash me from your sight and drown me in my tomb.
Bless me! What extravagant reward were you obliged to offer Mr. Careless for this comedy of prostration?
My undying gratitude, for the fellow is an even better true friend than he is a false lover.
Oh, you have conquered, sweet, melting, moving, sir. You have conquered. Oh, what heart of marble can refrain to weep and yield to such sad sayings?
I thank heaven that they are the saddest that I ever said. Don't laugh, don't.
Oh, I yield myself all up to your uncontrollable embraces. Say, thou dear, dying man, when and where and how and Mr. Paul!
Oh, cruel spouse. But if he were not come, I'm so transported I cannot speak. This note will inform you. And hark ye, madam, do not forget your promise to plead Mellefont's suit to your husband for my sake.
Excellent, man. Go and meet your father, Cynthia. I'll be with you anon.
Enter Sir Paul, exit Mellefont. Careless gives Lady Pliant a note and also exits.
Oh, Cynthia, there you are. Now then, thou art my tender lambkin daughter, and shalt do what thou wilt, but you must endeavour to forget this Mellefont.
I would obey you if I could, but if I have not him, I have sworn never to marry.
Never to marry? Heavens forbid. Must I neither have sons nor grandsons? Must the family of the Pliants be utterly extinct for want of issue male? Oh, impiety. But did you swear, did my sweet creature swear? Huh? How durst you swear without my consent, strumpet? But who am I?
Hey, don't be angry, sir. When I swore, I had your consent, and therefore I did it.
Why then, the revoking of my consent has annulled your rash oath, so you may unswear it again. The law will allow it?
Aye, but my conscience never will.
Gad's but no matter for that. Conscience and the law never go together. You must not expect that.
Aye, but Sir Paul, I have thought on it and conceived. If Cynthia has sworn an oath, you see, it is most unchristian, inhuman, and obscene that she should break it.
Does your ladyship conceive so? Why, I was of that opinion once too. Nay, if your ladyship conceives so, perhaps I may be of that opinion again.
I am satisfied that my cousin Mellefont has been much wronged.
Oh, Careless, you careful advocate.
I know my Lady Touchwood has no kindness for him, and besides, I have been informed by Mr. Careless that Mellefont had never anything more than a profound respect for her. That he has owned himself to be my admirer, 'tis true.
'Tis not.
but he was never so presumptuous to entertain any dishonorable notions of things, so that if this be made plain, I don't see how my daughter can refuse.
Indeed, if this be plain, as my lady says.
Plain. I was informed of it by Mr. Careless, and I assure you, Mr. Careless is a person that has a most extraordinary respect and honor for you, Sir Paul.
Oh, I am much obliged to Mr. Careless, really. He is a person that I have a great value for, not only for that, but because he has a great veneration for your ladyship.
Oh, laws, no, indeed, Sir Paul. 'Tis all upon your account.
No, I protest about my dear. I have no title to his esteem, but in having the honour to appertain in some measure to your ladyship.
Oh,
That's
fie.
all.
Fie, Sir Paul. Oh, you put me out of countenance. Your very obedient and affectionate wife, that's all. And highly honoured in that title.
Oh, Gadsbud, I am transported. Give me leave to kiss your ladyship's hand.
Oh,
My poor silly father.
my lips, indeed, Sir Paul. I swear you shall.
Oh, I humbly thank your ladyship. I don't know whether I fly round or walk in air. Gadsbud, she was never thus before. Well, I must own myself the most beholden to Mr. Careless. As sure as can be, this is all his doing, something that he has said. Well, 'tis a rare thing to have an ingenious friend.
So then, your ladyship is of the opinion that the match may go forward?
Oh, by all means. Mr. Careless has satisfied me of that matter.
Why then, daughter, it seems you may keep your oath, but have a care about making rash vows. Come hither to me and kiss papa.
I swear and declare I am such a twitter to read Mr. Careless's letter that I can't forbear any longer. Oh, dear Sir Paul, lend me that letter which you had from your steward today. I would look upon the account again, and maybe increase your allowance.
There it is, madam. Do you want a pen and ink?
Oh, no, nothing else. I thank you, Sir Paul. So now I can read my own letter under the cover of his.
And wilt thou bring a grandson at 9 months' end, daughter? A brave, chopping boy? I'll settle £1,000 a year upon the rogue as soon as ever he looks me in the face. I will, Gadsbud. Can't you contrive that affair, girl? Do, prithee. Think on thy old father, eh? Make the young rogue as like you can.
I'm glad to see you so merry, sir.
Merry, Gadsbud, I'm serious. I'll give thee £500 for every inch of him that resembles me, eh? This eye, this left eye, eh? £1,000 for this left eye. This left eye's done execution in its time, girl. Why, thou hast my Lear, I say, just thy father's Lear. Let it be transmitted to the young rogue by the help of imagination. Why, 'tis the mark of the Pliant family. But they don't blush.
I don't blush, sir, for I swear I don't understand.
Oh, you fib, you baggage. You do understand, and you shall understand. Come, don't be so nice, Gadsbud. Don't learn after your mother-in-law, my lady Pliant here. And make a rash resolution on your wedding night to die a maid as she did. Why, then we were all ruined, and my estate would be left to the wide world. I hope you were a better Christian than to think of living a nun. Cynthia, huh? Answer me.
I am all obedience, sir, to your commands.
Dear Mr. Careless, I swear he writes charmingly, he looks charmingly, and he has charmed me as much as I have charmed him, and so I'll tell him in the wardrobe when 'tis dark. Oh, criminy, I hope Sir Paul has not seen both letters.
Lady Pliant pockets the steward's letter hastily and gives Sir Paul her own. Enter Brisk briskly.
Husband, here's your letter. Tomorrow morning I'll settle accounts to your advantage.
Sir Paul, Gadsbud, you're an uncivil person, let me tell you, and all that. And I did not think such miserliness had been in you.
What's the matter now? I hope you're not angry, Mr. Brisk.
Deuce take me, how durst you keep your pretty daughter bundled up in dry conversation here? Egad, the fiddles have stayed this hour in the hall, and my Lord Froth wants a partner. We can never begin without Madam Cynthia.
Go, child, get you gone and dance and be merry. I'll look in by and by.
Sir Paul, will you send Careless into the hall if you meet him?
Oh, of course he will. We'll go seek him together.
Exeunt Sir Paul, Lady Pliant, and Cynthia severally.
So now they're all gone, and I have an opportunity to practice. Ah, my dear Lady Froth. She's a most engaging creature if she were not so fond of that damned coxcombly lord of hers. And yet I am forced to pretend he's witty, too, to keep in his good graces. No matter. She's a woman of parts, and egad, parts will carry her. She said she would follow me into the gallery, now to make my approaches. And yet a pox on it. Why should I disparage my parts by thinking what to say? None but dull rogues think. Witty men, like rich fellows, are always ready for all expenses. Only blockheads have to examine their stock. Here she comes. I'll seem not to see her, and try to win her with a new airy invention of mine own.
Enter Lady Froth as Brisk walks about, pretending not to see her.
I am sick with love, prithee come cure me. I am sick with love, etc. Oh, ye powers! My Lady Froth! My Lady Froth! My Lady Froth! Hey-ho, break my heart! My poor, frothy heart.
Oh, heavens, Mr. Brisk! What's the matter?
My Lady Froth! Your ladyship's most humble servant. The matter? Nothing, madam. Nothing at all. Egad, I was fallen into the most agreeable amusement in the whole province of contemplation. That's all. I'll seem to conceal my passion, and that will look like respect.
Well, bless me, why did you call out upon me so loud?
I, madam? I beseech your ladyship, when?
Just now, as I came in.
Marry, did I? Strange. I confess your ladyship was in my thoughts, and I was in a sort of dream that did, in a manner, represent a very pleasing object to my imagination. But did I really name my Lady Froth?
3 times aloud, as I love letters. But did you talk of love? Oh, Parnassus, who would have thought Mr. Brisk could have been in love? Oh, heavens! I thought you could have no mistress but the 9 muses.
No more I have, egad, for I adore 'em all in your ladyship. Now the deuce take me if I can tell whether I am glad or sorry that your ladyship has made the discovery.
Oh, be merry, by all means. Prince Volscius in love. Oh!
Oh, barbarous! To turn me into ridicule. Yet, by heavens, I have a violent passion for your ladyship. Seriously.
Seriously?
Seriously? Egad, I have, for all I laugh.
Oh, and what do you think I laugh at?
Me? Egad!
No, the deuce take me if I don't laugh at myself. For hang me if I have not a violent passion for Mr. Brisk.
Seriously?
Seriously?
Yeah, that's well enough. Let me perish. Oh, miraculous. What a happy discovery. Oh, my dear, charming Lady Froth.
My adored Mr. Brisk.
They embrace. Enter Lord Froth.
The company are all ready. How now? What's here?
Zoons, madam, there's your husband.
Take no notice, but observe me. Now, cast off and meet me at the lower end of the room, then join hands again.
Why, but that's a country jig!
Can you think of a better reason for me touching a man in a room alone?
Lady Froth and Brisk pretend to practice part of a country dance.
I see there's no harm yet, only dancing. But I like this familiarity.
Oh, my dear spouse, shall you and I do our close dance to show Mr. Brisk?
No, my dear. Do it with him.
Twill require a good berth of the floor. I'll do it with him, my lord, when you are out of the way.
That's good, egad. Deuce take me, I can hardly forbear laughing in his face.
Any other time, my dear, or we'll dance it below where the fiddlers play.
With all my heart.
To the hall, my lord. I'll wait on you, my charming, witty angel.
We shall have whispering time enough, you know, since we are partners.
Exeunt Lord and Lady Froth and Brisk. Re-enter Lady Pliant and Careless severally.
Oh, Mr. Careless. Oh, Mr. Careless, I am ruined. I am undone.
What's the matter, madam?
Oh, the unluckiest accident. I'm afraid I shan't live to tell it you.
Heaven forbid. What is it?
Alack-a-day, I am in such a fright. The strangest quandary and premunire. I'm all over in a universal agitation. I dare swear every circumstance of me trembles. Oh, your letter, my dear, dastardly hero. By a tragical and most careless mistake, I have given Sir Paul your letter instead of his own.
That was unlucky.
Oh, yonder he comes! He's reading of it! Oh, for heaven's sake, step in here! Advise me quickly before he sees.
Enter Sir Paul with the letter. Careless and Lady Pliant withdraw.
Providence. What a conspiracy have I discovered? Let me see to make an end on it. After supper in the wardrobe by the gallery, if Sir Paul should surprise us, I have a commission from him to treat with you about the very matter of fact. Matter of fact? Very pretty. It seems that I'm conducting to my own cuckoldom. Well, then, let me see. Till then, I languish in expectation of my adored charmer, the dying Ned Careless. Gadzooks! Would that were matter of fact too? Oh! Friendship! What art thou but a name? Henceforth let no man make a friend that would not be a cuckold, for whomsoever he receives into his bosom will find the way to his bed, and there return his caresses with interest to his wife. Have I for this been pinioned night after night for 3 years past? 3 years, Gaspard. Oh, my lady Pliant, you were as chaste as ice, but you are melted now and as false as water. But Providence has been constant to me in discovering this conspiracy. Still, I am beholden to Providence. If it were not for Providence, sure my heart would break.
Lady Pliant advances.
So, sir, I see you have read the letter. That damned, filthy, treasonous rag. Well, now, what do you think of your friend, Careless? Has he been treacherous, or did you give his insolence a license to make trial of your wife's suspected virtue? The gods of my life, if I thought it were so, I would this moment renounce all communication with you. Ungrateful monster! Ha! Ha! Is it so? Aye, oh, I see it. A plot upon my honor. Your guilty cheeks confess it. Oh, my poor virtue! I'll be divorced this instant.
Again, but what shall I say? This is the strangest surprise. Why, I don't know anything at all, my dear. Your words are foreign to me. But
I thought I should try you, false man. I that never dissembled in my life, to make trial of your love, pretended to like that filthy monster of inquiry, Careless, and contrived to let you see his letter, which now I find was of your own instruction. I do, heathen. Ooh, I do. No, see my face no more. I'll be divorced immediately.
oh, strange. Oh, what will become of me? I'm so amazed and so overjoyed and so afraid and so sorry. But did you really give me this letter on purpose, wife?
Did I? Oh, do you doubt me, Philistine? Oh, you wretched fiend! Divorce, I say!
Hold! Stay! I beseech your ladyship. I'm so overjoyed. Stay! I'll confess all.
What will you confess, villain?
Why now, as I hope to be saved, I had no hand in this letter. Upon your ladyship's honour, I had not. The devil take me now if Careless did not go beyond my commission. If I desired him to do any more than speak a good word to your ladyship on my behalf, I'm a heathen or a Catholic, or call me what you will. I confess I had a great desire to have some loving honours conferred upon me, which lay all in your ladyship's breast, and merely contracted Mr. Careless as my advocate.
Oh, did you so? Presumption! Oh, here comes the Tarquin. I cannot bear his sight.
Exit Lady Pliant as Careless advances.
Sir Paul, I'm glad I've met with you. Egad, I have said all I could, but can't prevail. My friendship to you has carried me a little farther in this matter.
Indeed, sir. I'll dissemble with him a little to try his guilt.
Why, faith, I have in my time known honest gentlemen abused by pretended chastity in their wives, so I had a mind to try your wife's virtue. And when I could not prevail for you, I pretended to be in love with her myself, even writing a letter to that effect, but 'twas all in vain. The good lady would not hear a word of it.
Oh, Providence, Providence! What discoveries you made here? Oh, why, this is better and more miraculous than the rest.
What do you mean, Sir Paul?
Oh, I can't tell you. I'm too overjoyed. Come along with me to my wife, Mr. Careless. Oh, I can't contain myself. Come, my dear friend.
So that difficulty's over.
Exeunt Careless and Sir Paul. Re-enter Mellefont and Maskwell from different doors.
Maskwell, I've been looking for you. 'Tis within 8:15.
My Lady Touchwood has just gone into my lord's closet. You'd best steal into her chamber before he comes and lie concealed there. Otherwise she may lock the door when we are together, and you may not easily get in to surprise us.
You say true.
You'd best make haste, for after she has made some apology to the company for her own and my lord's absence all this while, she'll retire to the chamber instantly.
I go this moment. Now, fortune, I defy thee.
That's the spirit indeed. But fortune and I shall defy thee too.
Exit Mellefont. Enter Lord Touchwood.
Maskwell, you are the man I wish to meet.
I am happy to be in the way of your lordship's commands.
Well, I've always found you prudent and careful in anything that has concerned me or my family.
I were a villain else.
Yet there has been a thing in your knowledge which has concerned me nearly that you have concealed from me.
My lord.
Nay, I excuse your friendship to my ungrateful nephew thus far, but I know you have been privy to his impious designs upon my wife. This evening she has told me all. Her good nature concealed it as long as was possible, but Mellefont perseveres so in villainy that she has told me even you were weary of dissuading him, and that you have once actually hindered him from forcing her.
I'm sorry, my lord. I can't make you an answer. My loyalties are so entangled.
I know you would excuse the boy, and I know as well that you can't.
Indeed, I was in hopes it had been only a youthful heat that might burn out, but...
Say on.
I have nothing more to say, my lord, but to express my concern, for I think Mellefont's frenzy increases daily.
Vile dog! Give me but proof of it, Maskwell. Ocular proof that I may justify my dealing with him to the world and disinherit him openly.
Nay, my lord, consider. 'Tis too hard. Besides, time may work upon him. Then for me to do it when I have professed an everlasting friendship to him.
He is your friend, then what am I?
I am answered.
Fear not Mellefont's displeasure. I will secure thy fidelity to him and give my word never to own any discovery you shall make for me. Can you give me proof, Jack?
I wish I could not. But if your lordship will meet me 1/4 of an hour hence in the lobby by my lady's bedchamber, I shall be able to tell, nay, show you more.
I will.
My duty to your lordship makes me do a severe piece of justice.
Now I will be secret and reward your honesty beyond your hopes.
The scene shifts to the inside of Lady Touchwood's chamber. Mellefont is alone.
Pray heaven my aunt keep with her assignation. Oh, that her lord were but sweating this curtain with the expectation of what I shall see. She comes. Little does she know what a mine is just ready to spring under her feet to my post.
Mellefont hides behind the curtain as Lady Touchwood enters.
It is 8 o'clock. Methinks I should have found him here. Who does not prevent the hour of love outstays the time, for to be dully punctual is too slow. Ah, Maskwell. I was just accusing you of neglect.
Enter Maskwell dressed as Mellefont.
I confess you do reproach me when I see you here before me, but 'tis fit I should still be behindhand, still to be more and more indebted to your goodness.
You can excuse a fault too well not to have been to blame. A ready answer shows you were prepared.
Not so. Guilt is ever at a loss, and confusion waits upon it, whilst innocence and bold truth are always ready for expression.
But not in love. Words are the weak support of cold indifference. Love has no language that can be heard.
Then may my lips be ever closed, as thus. Oh, this is worth the loss of speech, I vow.
Hold. Let me lock the door first. So that's safe.
And so may all your pleasures be, and secret as this kiss.
And may all treachery be thus discovered, villain!
Nay, then, there is but one way.
Exit Maskwell into the servants' passage.
Hold, madam. You have no more holes. To your burrow, I'll stand between you and this sally port.
Oh, thunder strike thee dead, Mellefont, for this inhuman deceit. Immediate lightning blast thee, me, the whole world.
Be patient.
Oh, be damned.
Consider I have you on the hook. You will but flounder yourself a-weary and be, nevertheless, my prisoner.
Has hell no remedy?
None. Hell has served you even as heaven has done and left you to yourself. You're in a kind of Erasmus paradise. Yet if you please, you may make it purgatory, and with a little penance and my absolution, all this may turn to good account.
Hold in my passion, and fall a little, thou swelling heart. I must dissemble.
Lady Touchwood weeps as Maskwell re-enters, hidden to one side.
You have been to blame. I like those tears and hope they are the purest kin, penitential tears.
Oh, the scene was shifted quick before me. I had not time to think. I was surprised to see a monster in the glass, and now I find 'tis myself. Oh, Mellefont, can you have mercy? Consider how fatal you have been to me. You have already killed the quiet of my life. The love of you was the first wandering fire that ever misled my steps, and I heartily repent how far it stoked me to betray us both.
May I believe this true?
How can you doubt these streaming eyes? Keep the severest eye o'er all my future conduct, and if I once relapse, let me not hope forgiveness. 'Twill ever be in your power to ruin me. My husband, Lord Touchwood, shall sign to your desires. I will myself create your happiness, and Cynthia shall be this night your bride. Oh, do but conceal my failings and forgive.
Upon such terms, I will be ever yours in every honest way.
Enter Lord Touchwood.
Oh, excellent, he's here, but I must not be seen.
Oh, and amazement, she's in tears.
Eternal blessings, thank you. Ah, my husband listening? Oh, fortune has o'erpaid me. All's within my power.
Nay, good aunt, I beseech you, rise.
Never. Never! I'll grow to the ground to be buried quick beneath it ere I consent to be so damned a sin as incest. Unnatural incest. Fie, unhand me, beast!
What? Huh?
Oh, cruel man, will you not let me go? I forgive all that's past. Oh, heaven, you will not ravish me.
Oh, damnation!
Lady Touchwood lunges for Mellefont as Lord Touchwood advances with a sword. Exit Maskwell.
Oh, heavens, my lord, hold, for heaven's sake.
Oh, my uncle here. Oh, the damned sorceress.
Moderate your rage, good my lord. He's mad, alas, he's mad. Indeed he is, my lord, and knows not what he does. See how wild he looks.
By heaven, 'twere senseless not to be mad and see such witchcraft.
My lord, you hear him. He talks idly.
Hence from my sight, thou living infamy to my name! When next I see that face, I'll write villain in it with my sword's point!
Now, by my soul, I will not go till I have made known my misfortunes and your delusions at the hand of this false, treacherous, damned bloody vixen.
Oh, alas, he raves, talks very poetry. Oh, for heaven's sake, away, my lord. He'll either tempt you to extravagance or commit some himself.
Death and furies, will you not hear me? Why, by heaven, she laughs, grins, points behind your back. She's forked out, cuckolded him with her fingers, and you're running whore mad after your fortune.
I fear he's mad indeed. Let's send Maskwell to him.
Send him to her!
Oh, come, good, my lord. My heart aches so, and I shall faint if I stay.
Exeunt Lord and Lady Touchwood.
Oh, I could curse my stars, fate, and chance. All causes and accidents of fortune in this life. But to what purpose? Death. For a man to have the fruit of all his industry grow full and ripe, ready to drop into his mouth, and just when he holds out his hands to gather it, to have a sudden whirlwind come, tear up tree and all, and bear away the very root and foundation of his hopes. What temper can contain? They talk of sending Maskwell to me. I never had more need of him. But what can he do? Imagination cannot form a fairer and more plausible design than this of his which has miscarried. Oh, my precious aunt, I shall never thrive until I make a deal with the devil or another woman. Women, like flames, have destroying power, ne'er to be quenched till they themselves devour.
End of Act 4. Act 5.
Was it not lucky?
Lucky. Fortune is your handmaiden. She lies utterly in your power. Though chance brought my lord to your chamber, 'twas your own art that turned it to advantage.
'Tis true, it might have been my ruin, though such danger only sweetens the victory. Oh, but yonder he's coming. I warrant to find you. I'll not be seen.
Exit Lady Touchwood.
So, I durst not admit 'twas I who brought in Lord Touchwood, for though it succeeded for her, she might have suspected a design I had no way to excuse.
Enter Lord Touchwood quietly. He hides. Maskwell sees him.
My lord is thoughtful. I'd be so too, yet he shall know my thoughts, or think he does. What have I done?
Talking to himself.
'Twas honest, I think, and shall I be rewarded for it? No, 'twas honest, therefore I shan't. Nay, rather, therefore I ought not, for the deed rewards itself.
Unequaled virtue.
What should it be known? And I have lost a friend. But Mellefont was an ill man, a liar, and what is yet better, I have served a worthy lord to whom I owe myself.
Excellent man.
Yet am I wretched. Oh, there is a secret burns within this breast which, should it once blaze forth, would ruin all, consume my honest character, and brand me with the name of villain.
Ah.
Why do I love? Yet heaven and my conscience are witnesses. I never gave one working thought a vent which might reveal that I love, nor ever must. No, let it prey upon my heart, for I would rather die than seem even once dishonest. Oh, should it once be known I love fair Cynthia, all this that I have done would look like a rival's malice, false friendship to my lord, and base self-interest. Let me perish first, and hence forget that pernicious beauty. No one must know it.
Maskwell pretends to see Lord Touchwood for the first time and starts.
Start not. Let guilty and dishonest souls start at the revelation of their thoughts, but be thou as fixed as is thy virtue.
I am confounded, and beg your lordship's pardon for those free discourses which I have had with myself.
Come, no more of that, honest Maskwell. Virtue demands thou shalt receive due reward for all thy worth. Give me thy hand. You know my nephew Mellefont is the sole remaining branch of all our ancient family. Him I thus blow away, and constitute thee in his place to be my heir.
No, heaven forbid!
No more! I have resolved. The writings are ready drawn, and wanted nothing but to be signed and have this name, your name, inserted. Yours will fill the blank as well. I'll have no reply. 'Tis my last act of authority. Hereafter you shall rule where I have power.
I humbly would petition...
Ah, is it for yourself? I'll hear naught for anybody else.
Then witness heaven for me. This wealth and honor was not of my seeking, nor would I build my fortune on another's ruin. I had but one desire.
Oh, thou shalt enjoy it. If all I'm worth in wealth or interest can purchase Cynthia, she is thine. I'm sure Sir Paul's consent will follow my fortune wherever it goes.
You oppress me with a bounty. What, enjoy my love? Pray, forgive the transports of blessings so unexpected, so unhoped for, so unthought of.
I will confirm it and rejoice with thee.
Exit Lord Touchwood.
This is preposterous indeed. Why, let him find me out a villain, settled in possession of a fair estate and the full fruition of my love, and I'd bear the railings of a losing gamester. But should he find me out before, 'tis dangerous to delay. I find I must deceive young Mellefont once again. And here he comes, most opportunely.
Enter Mellefont.
Maskwell, what hopes? I'm confounded in a maze of thoughts, each leading me into one another, and all ending in perplexity. My uncle will not see nor hear me.
No matter, sir. Don't trouble your head. All is within my power.
How? For heaven's sake!
Little do you think that your Aunt Touchwood has kept her word. How the devil she wrought my lord into this dotage, I know not, but he's gone to Sir Paul about my marriage to Cynthia, and has appointed me his heir.
The devil he has. What's to be done?
I think I have that in my head which cannot fail. Where's Cynthia?
In the garden.
Let us go and consult her. My life for yours, I'll cheat, my lord.
Exeunt Maskwell and Mellefont. Re-enter Lord Touchwood with his wife.
Maskwell, your heir. And marry Cynthia!
I cannot do too much for so much merit.
But this is a thing of too great import to be so suddenly resolved. Why Cynthia? Why must he be married? Is there not enough reward in raising his low fortune, but he must mix his blood with mine and wed my niece? How know you that my brother Sir Paul will consent, or she? Perhaps even his affections lie elsewhere.
No, I am convinced he loves her.
Maskwell loves Cynthia. Impossible!
I tell you, he confessed it to me.
Confusion. How's this?
Oh, his humility has long since stifled his passion, and his love of Mellefont would have made him still conceal it, but by encouragement I wrung the secret from him, and know he's no way to be rewarded but in her. Remember, we are both indebted to him.
Both indebted to him. Yes, we are both indebted to him, if you knew all. Villain! Oh, I am wild with this surprise of treachery. It is impossible. It cannot be. He loves Cynthia. What? Have I been bawd to his designs, his property only, a lowly baiting place? Now I see what made him false to Mellefont. Oh, shame and distraction! What woman can bear to be a property? To be kindled to a flame only to light her lover in another's arms? Oh, that I were fire indeed, that I might burn the world to ashes!
Enter Sir Paul.
Sister, my dear sister, my lady sister, did you see my lady, my wife?
Oh, torture!
Gadsbud, I can't find Lady Pliant high nor low. Where can she be, do you think?
Where she's serving you as all your sex ought to be served, that is. Making you a horned beast. Don't you know you're a fool, brother?
A fool? Ha ha ha! You marry? No! No, not I. I know of no such matter.
Why then, you don't know half of your happiness.
Ah, there's a jest with all my heart. But, harkee, your husband Touchwood told me something of the revolution of things. I don't know what to make on it. But I must consult my wife. He talks of disinheriting his nephew, and I don't know what. Look, sister, I must know what my girl has to trust to, or not a syllable of the wedding, Gadsblood, to show you that I am not a fool.
Hear me, brother. Consent to the breaking off Mellefont's marriage and the promoting to any other without consulting me first, and I'll renounce all blood, all relation, and all concern with you forever. Nay, I'll be your very enemy, and pursue you to destruction. I'll tear out your eyes and tread you under my feet.
What's the matter now? Here's a joke, indeed. Where's my wife?
With Careless, in the arbor. He may want you by this time as much as you want her.
Aye, if she be with Careless, 'tis well enough.
Oh, fool, sot, insensible ox! Oh, but remember what I said to you, brother.
Oh, you're a passionate woman, Sister Gads, but you are. But to say truth, all our family are choleric. I'm the only peaceful person among us.
Exeunt Sir Paul and Lady Touchwood severally. Re-enter Mellefont and Maskwell with Cynthia.
I know no other way but what he proposes, if you have love enough to venture it.
Well, I don't know whether I have love enough, but I find I have obstinacy enough to pursue whatever I have resolved, and a true female courage to oppose anything that resists my will, though 'twere reason itself.
That's admirable. Well, I'll secure the writings and run the hazard along with you.
But how can the coach and six be got ready without suspicion?
Leave it to my care, madam. That shall be so far from being suspected that it shall be got ready by my lord's own order.
How?
I'll tell your uncle I laid the plot with you on purpose to betray you, because I found it impossible to gain this lady any other way but by exploiting her desire to marry you.
So,
whilst you're busied in making yourself ready, I'll wheedle Cynthia into the coach instead of you, borrow my lord's chaplain, and so run away with her myself.
Oh, I can see you'll tell him so.
Tell him so. You don't think I mean to do so?
No, I dare swear that will not. No.
Therefore, for our farther security, Mellefont, I would have you disguised like a parson, that if your uncle should have curiosity to peep, he may not discover you in the coach, but think the cheat is carried on as he would have it.
Oh, excellent, Maskwell. Thou wert certainly meant for a statesman or a Jesuit, but thou art too honest for one and too pious for the other.
Well, get yourself ready and meet me in a half hour in my lady's dressing room. I'll send the real chaplain to you with his robes. I have made good Mr. Saygrace our own, and ordered him to meet us tomorrow morning at St. Albans, where we will sum up this account to all our satisfactions.
Should I begin to thank or praise thee, I should waste the little time we have.
Exit Mellefont.
Madam, will you be ready?
I will be punctual to the minute.
Stay. I have a doubt. Upon second thoughts, we had better meet in the chaplain's chamber here at the end of the gallery. There's a back way into it, with a pair of private stairs leading down to the stables. It will be more convenient.
I am guided by you, but Mellefont will mistake.
No, I'll after him immediately and tell him.
I will not fail.
Exit Cynthia.
Why, qui vult the decipiator. 'Tis no fault of mine. I have told them in plain terms how easy 'tis for me to cheat them, and if they will not hear the serpent's hiss, they must be stung into experience and future caution. But who comes here?
Re-enter Lord Touchwood, distracted.
Oh, sure, I was born to be controlled by those I should command. My very footmen will shortly give me rules how I should govern them.
I am concerned to see your lordship so concerned.
Maskwell, have you seen my wife lately or disobliged her?
No, my lord. What can this mean?
Now then, Mellefont has urged somebody to incense her. She has heard something of you which carries her beyond the bounds of patience.
Oh, hell. Did not your lordship tell her of the honors you design me?
Yes.
'Tis that, then. You know my lady has a high spirit. She still thinks I am unworthy.
Unworthy? 'Tis an ignorant pride in her to think so. Honesty to me is true nobility. Besides, it is my will. It shall be so. And that should be enough to convince a man's wife of anything. Oh, by heaven, the marriage shall be done this night.
By heaven, my dearest wish. Few things are impossible to willing minds.
Now, instruct me how this may be done. You shall see I want no inclination.
Exeunt Lord Touchwood and Maskwell. Re-enter Cynthia with Careless.
Is not that Maskwell now gone out with my lord?
Yes.
By heaven, there's treachery, Cynthia. The confusion that I saw your father pliant in, combined with my lady Touchwood's passion, and what imperfectly I overheard between my lord and her, confirmed me in my fears. Where's Mellefont?
Here he comes.
Re-enter Mellefont.
My love, did Maskwell tell you anything of the chaplain's chamber?
No, the chaplain's chamber, no. But, dear Cynthia, will you get ready? The things are all in my chamber. I want nothing but the habit, and then...
You are betrayed, Mellefont, and Maskwell is the villain I always thought him.
When you were gone, he said his mind was changed and bid me meet him in the chaplain's room, pretending immediately to follow you and give you notice.
How?
There's Parson Saygrace tripping by, with a bundle under his arm. Cannot be ignorant that Maskwell means to use his chamber. Let's follow and examine him.
What, 'tis all too much. I cannot think him false.
Nay, Here's your uncle coming back. I'll stay behind to discover what he knows.
Exeunt Mellefont and Careless. Re-enter Lord Touchwood.
Well, he has a quick invention that this were suddenly designed, yet he says he had prepared my chaplain already. Oh, Cynthia, here. Ah, alone with their cousin and melancholy.
Your lordship looks more thoughtful.
Well, my thoughts were on serious business not worth your hearing.
Mine were on treachery concerning you, and may be worth your hearing.
Treachery concerning me? How prithee be plain. Hark, what noise is that?
Will you not hear me?
No, monster! Oh, traitor! No!
My lady and Maskwell, this must prove unlucky. My lord, let me entreat you to steal behind this screen with me and listen. Perhaps it may give you proof of what you ne'er could believe from my suspicion.
Cynthia pulls Lord Touchwood away as Maskwell enters, pursued by Lady Touchwood, wielding a dagger.
You want but leisure to invent fresh falsehood and soothe me to a fond belief of all your fictions, but I will stab the lie that's forming in your heart and save a sin in pity to your soul.
Strike then, since you will have it so.
Ah, a steady villain to the last.
Come, why do you dally with me thus?
Oh, thy stubborn temper shocks me as you knew it would. This is cunning all and not courage. No, I know thee well, but thou shalt miss thy aim. Oh, do you mock my rage? Then this shall punish your rash contempt. Do, smile for me, villain. Smile! And such a smile as speaks in ambiguity. 10,000 meanings lurk in each corner of that various face. Oh, that they were written in thy heart, that I with this may lay thee open in my sight. But then will be too late to know. Oh, hell and furies! Thou hast ruined me so expediently, I'm too late even for revenge. Take the weapon, viper. My threats do me no good.
Amazement shakes me. Where will this end?
So 'tis well. Let your wild fury have a vent, and when you have temper, tell me.
I have it now, bastard. I am calm and can hear you.
First, tell me what urged you to this violence, for your passion broke in such imperfect terms that yet I am to learn the cause.
My husband surprised me with the news that you had confessed your love to him, and that he, in return for your services, had offered to give you Cynthia for a wife.
My lord, what is she talking about?
Pray, forbear all resentments for a while, and let us hear the rest.
I grant you, in appearance, all is true. I seemed consenting to my lord. Nay, I affected great joy at the blessing. Could you think that I, who have been happy in the snare of your loving embraces, could e'er be fond of an inferior capacity?
Poison to my ears! What do I hear?
Nay, my good lord, forbear your resentment. Let us hear it out.
Could I, that had wantoned in the wide hemisphere of queenly love, be confined within the puny province of a girl? No. Yet, though I burn for you and dote on each kind favor beyond reason, yet so far I prize your pleasures over my own, that all this seeming plot I have laid has been to gratify your taste and cheat the world.
Well, if this were true, but how can it be?
I have so contrived that Mellefont will presently, in the chaplain's habit, wait for Cynthia in your dressing room. But I have seen to it that she shall be elsewhere employed. Do you procure her nightgown, and with your hoods tied over your face, and meet Mellefont in her stead. You may go privately by the back stairs, and there unperceived propose to reinstate him in your uncle's favor, if he'll comply with your desires. His case is so desperate, I believe he'll yield to any conditions. If not here, take this back again. You may employ it better than the heart of one who is nothing than not yours.
Thou canst deceive everybody. Nay, thou hast deceived me too, but 'tis as I would wish. Trusty villain, I could worship thee.
No more. It wants but a few minutes of the time, and Mellefont's love will carry him there before this hour.
I go. I fly. Incomparable Maskwell.
And forward to my expedition.
Exit Lady Touchwood and Maskwell severally.
Now, my lord?
Oh, astonishment binds up my rage. Villainy upon villainy. Heavens, what a long track of dark deceit has been discovered! My wife! Damnation, my hell!
Good, my lord, have patience, and be sensible how great our happiness is that this discovery was not made too late.
Yet it may still be too late if we don't prevent the execution of their plots. Where's Mellefont, my poor injured nephew? How shall I ever make him satisfaction?
Well, I dare answer for him. Let him marry me.
With all my heart, dear niece. I do him fresh wrong to doubt that he will forgive me, for I know him to be all goodness. Yet my wife, damn her, she'll go to meet him in that dressing room. Went it not so? And Maskwell will expect you in the chaplain's chamber. For once I'll add my plot too. I'll find out and inform my nephew, and do you quickly as you can bring all the company into this gallery. I'll expose the harlot and the villain.
Exeunt Lord Touchwood and Cynthia severally. Enter Lord Froth and Sir Paul.
By heavens, I have slept an age. Sir Paul, what o'clock is it? Past 8 on my conscience. My lady's is the most inviting couch, and a slumber there is the prettiest amusement. But where's all the company?
The company, Gadsbud, I don't know, my lord, but here's the strangest revolution. All is turned topsy-turvy, as I hope the Providence.
Oh, heavens, what's the matter? Where's my wife?
All turned topsy-turvy, as sure as a gun.
How do you mean? My wife?
The strangest posture of affairs.
What? My wife?
No, I mean the family. Your lady's affairs may be in a very good posture. I saw her go into the garden with Mr. Brisk.
How? Where? When? To do what?
I suppose they've been laying their heads together.
What?
Nay, only about poetry, my lord. Making couplets, you know.
Couplets?
Oh, here they come.
Enter Lady Froth and Brisk.
My Lord Froth, your humble servant. Sir Paul, yours too. Ha ha! The finest knight.
My dear Mr. Brisk and I have been stargazing I don't know how long.
Does it not tire your ladyship? Are you not weary with looking up?
Oh, no. I love it violently. My dear, you're melancholy.
No, my dear, I'm but just awake.
Here, take some of my snuff, dear.
I've some of my own. Thank you, dear.
Well, I swear, Mr. Brisk, you understood astronomy like an old Egyptian.
Not comparably to your ladyship. You are Immaculate Diana, Queen of the Stars.
That's because I have no light but what's reflected by you, who are the sun.
Madam, you have eclipsed me quite. Let me perish.
Oh, by Parnassus. You know you have an infinite deal of wit.
Oh, so he has, Gadsbud, and so has your ladyship.
Re-enter Cynthia and Careless with Lady Pliant.
Tell me the most surprising things, Mr. Careless. Oh, bless me, who would ever trust a man? Oh, my heart aches for fear they should be all deceitful alike.
You need not fear, madam. You have charms to fix inconstancy itself.
Oh, dear sir, you make me blush.
Oh, for the last time, I hope.
Your generosity this night shall never be forgotten.
Anything from Mellefont and his bride.
Come, my dear. Shall we take leave of my lord and lady Touchwood?
They'll wait upon your lordship presently.
Oh, dear Mr. Brisk, our coach shall bring you home as well.
A great shriek from the corner of the stage. Re-enter Lady Touchwood, running scared, pursued by Lord Touchwood. The boy chases after them.
Oh, I'm betrayed! Save me! Help me!
Now what evasion, strumpet?
Oh, stand off! Let me go!
Go then, and thy own infamy pursue thee.
Whoa.
Exit Lady Touchwood.
Well, you stare as you were all amazed. I don't wonder at it. But too soon you'll know mine and that woman's shame.
Re-enter Mellefont, dressed as a parson, pulling Maskwell after him.
Nay, by heaven, you shall be seen. Careless, your hand. Do you hold down your head? Yes, I am your chaplain. Look in the face of your injured friend, thou wonder of all falsehood.
Ah, you silent monster, not one word in your own defense.
Good heavens, how I believed and loved this man. Take him from hence, for he's a disease to my sight.
Secure the manifold villains, carry him below.
Exeunt the boy and Careless, leading Maskwell.
Miracle of ingratitude.
This is all very surprising, let me perish.
You know, I told you Saturn looked a little more angry than usual.
We'll think of a fitting punishment for them at leisure. But let me haste to do justice in rewarding virtue and wronged innocence. Nephew, I hope I have your pardon. And Cynthia's?
We are your lordship's creatures.
Well, come, let me join your hands. Unwearied nights and wishing days attend you both. Mutual love, lasting health, and circling joys tread round each happy year of your long blessed partnership. Let secret villainy hence be advised. There's none can conquer true love undisguised.
Re-enter Careless.
My lord, on my journey from the cellar, I passed some fiddles waiting in the hall. Would your lordship please to call a dance?
Of course he would.
Egad, there's a wedding on the horizon! Let's dance until dawn!
End of play.